Hey guys! As you can see, I am in another new location. Guess where I am? I'm back in the house with my boyfriend in our beautiful big room. And as you can see, I have my bookshelves back. How exciting. I'm excited. But yeah, we moved me back in the other day and it literally took 12 hours. I'm not kidding. But it's okay because it was worth it because at Look at the bookshelves. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah. Anyway, um, on my Harry Potter shelf, it's missing the illustrated edition just because I'm about to be using that because I am doing the Disney book tag today. I wasn't tagged by anybody. This video is kind of old. It's just, I was trying to figure out an idea for a video today and I was like, looking through book tags and I was like, I'm gonna do the Disney one because I like Disney, so that's what's happening. Also, sorry about the lighting. The lighting in this room is kind of weird, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to do it, and I just really haven't figured that out yet, so bear with me. I will figure something out soon. But I didn't want to turn on the big lights because fairy lights. I wanted you to see the pretty fairy lights on the bookshelves. Aren't they pretty? So, yeah. So that was basically my logic through that. Anyway, yeah. So I kind of also just wanted to give you guys that update that I have my bookshelves back and it's all good. So since I have my bookshelves back now and all my books are on it and everything, I'm probably gonna do a bookshelf tour. I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow, so I might be doing one. But if I do one, you guys need to realize it's either gonna be a ridiculously long video or it's gonna be in 2 parts. So one or the other. So just beware about that. Also, I'm not sure about pulling them all out because that's gonna take forever. I'm thinking I might just show you guys the spine and just like talk about them rather than pulling them all out because honestly these are books that most of you guys know. You've seen the covers of them before and I feel like seeing the spine is okay. So that's probably how that's gonna work. But yeah. So hopefully I'll be doing that here in the next couple of days and be getting that up. So, but like I said, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's get on to the questions for the tag. The first question is The Little Mermaid, a character who is out of their element, a fish out of water. And for this, I chose Kylie from the Shadowfall series. Because the entire series, well, I've only read up to book 4, I still have to read the last book, but through the first 4 books, she's a fish out of water the entire time. Like, she doesn't belong in everything, and she doesn't know what she is, and, she has a bunch of, unresolved questions about herself and her heritage and all this other stuff. So I thought that this was, like, the perfect character for a fish out of water since she's a fish out of water for most of her series. So, Cinderella, a character who goes through a major transformation. Da, 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 da. Obviously. I don't want to spoil anybody who hasn't read the Throne of Glass series yet, so just yes, we all know that she goes through a major transformation in these books, and it's really mind-blowing. Like, I just finished this book last night, and I'm still reeling from all of the things. Like, that ending, man, like, oh my god. Like, so, yeah. But it was really good. The next one is Snow White, a book with an eclectic cast of characters. That word is so hard for me to say. And I chose The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I chose this because I have read this book, but I've only read this one. I own the second and third book, I just haven't read them yet. But I chose this book because it was the first thing that popped into my head when I was over there looking at my bookshelves for books to go with these questions. And just because, like, the guys are just such good friends, but they all are very different, and they all have their own different interests and stuff, and I just thought that that was, like, really interesting and stuff, so, really interesting, and, I mean, they are some of the most different characters I've ever read about, and I just really enjoy them, and I thought that they're very eclectic, and I don't know, they just kind of gave me that vibe, so yeah. Sleeping Beauty, a book that puts you to sleep. The Elfstones of Shannara by Terry Brooke. Now, let me say, I did really enjoy this book. Like, I love this book. This book is amazing. But it did put me to sleep a few times when I was reading it. Just because some of it was just so dense and so, like, dragged out in some parts. But like I said, this is really good. It was mainly at, like, the beginning that it was doing that. Once the stuff started picking up, it didn't really do that as much, but yeah. But it might have also been the fact that I was reading it from a mass market paperback, which you guys know I absolutely hate with all of my being. But when I went to the bookstore to get this, they didn't have the regular size paperbacks yet. Although I do have the next book, The Wish Song of Shannara, in the beautiful TV show edition tie-in one that's not a mass market paperback. It's a regular floppy paperback, and I'm like, thank God. So whenever I read that one, it should be better because I won't be reading it from a little tiny thing like this. The Lion King, a character who had something traumatic happen to them in childhood. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I chose this because, honestly, Feyre has gone through some major traumatic shit, like, her entire life. And, I mean, she's only 19 when we meet her, so a lot of this stuff happened during her childhood, and the fact that she basically had to take care of her father and her two sisters, and just, yeah. So that's why I chose her, because I had already chose Throne of Glass for another question, so I couldn't choose that one again. But I was like, but Feyre, other bae. So yeah, but I really do feel sad about all this stuff she had to go through in her childhood. It's just so not fair. It's so not fair. So not fair. Oh, but A Court of Mist and Fury, guys, that book is so freaking good. Like, if you didn't like this book, you need to read A Court of Mist and Fury, because it's nothing like this. Not at all. Like, it's got the same characters, obviously, but, like, it's not like this at all. It basically trashes this book itself, is what it's doing. Well, not really trash this book, because I did enjoy this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. But, like, if your main problem with this book was the romance, A Court of Mist and Fury fixes that. Like, it trashes the romance itself. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's great. It's just so great. So, read it. It's awesome. I always will love Throne of Glass more, just because, like, assassins, man. Like, that's my thing. Like, pirates, assassins, dragons, and like, magic schools. Like, those are my 4 things that I'm just like, if I hear any of those about a book, it's like, bam, automatic buy. Just, yeah. Oh. I also grabbed a few books from Amazon, because I had some Amazon credit, and they got here yesterday, and I should totally do a little mini book haul for you guys, because they're awesome. I'm getting off topic, I'm sorry. I'm just excited to be filming in this location. I'm just excited to have my bookshelves, and I'm just excited, okay? Just, all of the things are just so great right now, and I'm just happy, so. Okay, what was I on? Oh, Beauty and the Beast, which is actually my favorite Disney movie of all time. It's just Oh, I love Beauty and the Beast so much. It's always been my favorite, and I think it was because I was always a reader, and Belle was a reader, and she just seems so much like me, and I just love Belle, and I love the Beast Library, and I've always said when I have the money for it, I'm going to build a library that's going to be a crossover between the Beast Library from Beauty and the Beast and the Mortal Instruments Library at the Institute. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. The question is, a beast of a book, a big book that you were intimidated by but found the story to be beautiful. Malice by John Gwynne. Now this book is chunky. And this, you think this is chunky? You should see the second and third book. They're so much bigger. And I've read the second book. I haven't read the third one yet, but only because the fourth one doesn't come out till December, and if I read the third one, like, it'll literally kill me to wait until then to get the fourth book. Because I thought it was just a trilogy. And then it turns out there's a fourth book, and I'm like, oh, crap. So I was going to read, like, the third book a while back, but then I realized the fourth book didn't come out till December, and I was like, nah, gonna wait a little bit longer then. I'll probably be reading it here pretty soon, though, because I need a couple months between these books just because of how chunky they are, and so much happens. I mean, these books are so, like, just amazing, but they're so dense. There's so many characters. I mean, like, you know how in, I haven't read Game of Thrones yet, but I know that there's, like, character indexes in all the books. Same thing in here. There are character indexes in the front that basically reminds you of who's who and all that stuff. Oh, I don't know. I was looking for it to show you in this one, but then I was like, this is the first one. This one doesn't have it. It does in the second and the third book, though, because so many new characters are introduced. And just to remind you of who's who. It sounded like somebody knocked. Just to remind you of who's who and everything, so. But this book was really, really good, and I can't wait to read the third and fourth book. So, yeah. Aladdin, a character who gets their wish granted for better or worse. I don't have this book with me because it was a book I got from the library, but Reign of Darkness, I think is what it's called, by Sophie Jordan. That book is like basically, which it's funny because it's another retelling, it's a Rapunzel retelling, but it's about this girl who like lives with these, I don't know if they're actually related to her, like aunt and uncle, but anyway, she's lived with them for a long, long time, and basically her whole life, and they're in this tower because there's these creatures that are out there that they can't be out there because the creatures will kill them, and there's only like 1 hour of the day where the creatures don't come out because it's like there's light, but the rest of the time is in darkness. So basically there's only like 1 hour of sunlight, I guess, or something like that. Anyway, but she wishes that she could, you know, leave the tower and basically have freedom and everything, and, you know, she ends up getting that wish granted, but at this really terrible price, and it's a really good book, and you should go read it, and it's really not that long either. I think it was maybe 300 pages, if that, so it's really good, but it is going to be a series, so I'm, like, waiting for the next book to come out. Honestly, I need to check on that on Goodreads and see what's going on with that, but it's really good. Mulan, a character who pretends to be someone or something they are not. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. So Artemis, I think is how you say his, like, character name or whatever. His best friend in here, when they finally meet, like, in real life, like, he realizes some stuff about his best friend, and I don't want to spoil it, but, like, basically his best friend was pretending to be someone that they necessarily are not. But like I said, you guys will find out if you read this. It's a really, really good book, and I would suggest you read it. And if you like video games, like, at all, you are going to love this. It's so good. Like, this is, like, the book for, like, the nerds. Like, this is for, like, people like me. Like, if you are really, 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 really into that kind of stuff, it's just gonna speak to your geeky heart, like, so much. Like, it spoke to mine, and it was amazing, and I loved it. So, yeah. Anyway, Toy Story, a book with characters you wish would come to life. Did you guys think I would give you any other answer? Did ya? I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be one of those people that, like, if there's a question that Harry Potter is the answer to, I am not going to not pick Harry Potter just because everybody picks Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is my everything, and I'm gonna pick it because it's the answer to most of the questions. So, yeah. Now, I will, if there's, like, obviously this could apply to some of the other questions, but I only picked it for one question because that would be a boring video. But like I said, I pick Harry Potter a lot because Harry Potter is my everything. It's my everything. Oh, by the way, guys, on my bookshelves, can you see my pop dolls? Yeah, it's really exciting. Okay, anyway, but yeah, so the characters I wish that would come to life. And I'm holding up the illustrated edition just because it was easier to grab than any of the ones out of the box set, because those would have been really hard to grab. So, yeah. And then the last question is Disney Descendants, your favorite villain or morally ambiguous character. Magnus from Falling Kingdoms, because he is Bay, and he is everything, and he is amazing. And he's really not a villain, like, he's kind of, like, portrayed that way in, like, this book, but you realize, like, I don't know. You'll, like, it's just, he's more morally ambiguous than a villain, but he's really amazing. And I really love him, and he was, like, one of my favorite characters. And honestly, Morgan Rhodes does morally ambiguous characters the best. Like, she does them so well, and I always fall in love with them when she writes them. So yeah, but definitely Magnus from Fallen Kingdoms. He is my favorite, and I'm dying for the next Fallen Kingdoms book, Crystal Storm. It comes out in December, and I'm just like, why is it not December? I really need that book, you guys. I am dying, because this is probably my favorite series after Harry Potter. And that's high praise coming from me. That is, like, the highest praise. Like, honestly, it's, like, I think it's Harry Potter, Fallen Kingdoms, and then Throne of Glass, if I'm being honest. I think that's how the rating goes for me. So, yeah, but so good. Love it so much. It's so amazing. Anyway, this video is long enough, so I'm gonna say goodbye. That's all the questions. Again, I'm sorry that I made this video so long, but I had to rant about some of these books because just I love them and they're amazing, and I just so yeah. Anyway, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited as I am about the bookshelves being back, because I'm really, really excited about it. So, but like I said, I hope I can get a bookshelf tour done here pretty soon, now that I have them back, and I have all my books on the bookshelves, and yeah, so hopefully that'll be coming to you guys soon, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!